Good evening and welcome to another episode of Service to Humanity, a program tailored to update you on the activities of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development as it carries out its mandate. My name is Habiba Zokzok, your anchor on the program. One of the legacies of this administration is no doubt the National Social Investment Program. Under its various components, several lives have been touched positively, all towards fighting poverty and giving vulnerable Nigerians a source of income. The N-Power is a good example, especially since its targets are young unemployed Nigerians. The N-Build, a cluster under the N-Power, is our focus tonight as we take you through the training of the N-Build beneficiaries at the Skills Upgrade and Vocational Training Center in Kaduna. Testimonies of some of the beneficiaries during the training will complete our package. Stay tuned for the details and more coming up shortly.
I tell you, anytime we're not producing, the fish farmers suffer. The people we engage suffer. The people we feed, that we give our fish heads to, they feel it. I'll only beg the government to continue with this and make it run more.
We used to have children crying, parents will be chasing them to come to school, and they'll be at the gate, they'll be crying, they will hold on to their plate, they will not want to come into the gate.
When they are not giving the food, the attendance was very low.
Now the children are always fit and healthy because of the food they eat.
To make them attend class every day.
I eat rice, meat and carrots.
I want to use this opportunity to thank the federal government for the feeding program.
We take off with the news highlights. In the lineup, federal government trains independent monitors, warns against intimidation of beneficiaries, just as federal government trains COMOs towards the implementation of Phase 2 JIP. Keep watching.
Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk, has warned the independent monitors of the National Social Investment Program (NSIP) not to intimidate or harass beneficiaries. Farouk, who was speaking at the training of Stream 2 independent monitors which took place on Friday in Akure, the Ondo State capital, said the ministry will not accept intimidation of beneficiaries by any independent monitor. The minister, who was represented by Mr. Joseph Adaramoe, Director of Finance and Administration (DFA), revealed that 3,000 independent monitors across the country were joining the program. She warned that officials from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) and the Department of State Services (DSS) are working with the Humanitarian Ministry on the NSIP, and corporates would be turned over to the relevant authorities. She also said that Stream 1 of the program had 4,452 independent monitors trained and enrolled across the country as NSIP monitors between February and March. Farouk stressed that the program is important and strategic, as the trained men and women would add value to the program after training and would receive commitment letters and tablets as working tools for monitoring. In order to effectively implement the second phase of the JIP 2.0, the federal government has trained Community Mobilization Officers (COMOs) of the National Orientation Agency (NOA) in Kogi State on digitization and registration. The purpose of the training was to introduce participants to digitization through contemporary software and working tools. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development Sadia Umar Farouk, who was guest at the event, was represented by the Principal and Community Development Officer in the ministry, Comrade Amana Ogu. In her speech at the training, the minister enjoined participants to ensure better and improved implementation process, stressing that the success of the JIP 2.0 depends on the quality and quantity of data they generate. State directors of the National Orientation Agency in the state who was at the event, asked the participant to take the task seriously and deliver reliable data because they have been given all the instruments necessary and therefore no justification for failure would be accepted.
Kafin zuwan wannan tallafi gaskiya ba a komai, ana zaune ne haka, amma sakamakon zuwan wannan kungiya ta tallafi yanzu mu 17 mukan yi adashi a kungiyance, muna yin sodan shinkafa ne, mukan haɗu mu zo mu riƙa yin ta gabaki ɗayan mu. Idan aka yi sodan za a je a kai ta casa, in aka kai ta casa wani lokacin za mu kai kasuwa, to kuma akan zo gida haka siye ɗaiɗai, ko kuma irin masu shaguna haka makotan shaguna sukan siya haka su sara sarka siyarwa. Dalilin da ya kawo wannan kungiya shine saboda ci gaba, tunda in sana'a mutum shi kadai ne kudin ba sa kaiwa ko ina, to a hakan da muke yi in mun samu duk wata wani lokacin mukan cire wani abin mu sa a cikin account, ko kuma in kudin makarantar wani ko kuma haihuwa ko kuma wani sha'ani in yi abin nan mukan taimaki juna da shi.
Welcome back. Part of the driving force of a nation's economy is its skilled labor market. It comprises of highly trained, educated, or experienced segments of a nation's workforce that can complete more complex mental and physical tasks on the job. In the drive towards lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty and boosting the local economy, the federal government, through the Humanitarian Ministry, has used a unit of the N-Power, which is the N-BUILD, to equip young Nigerians with skills to help them fend for themselves as they earn a living and contribute to the nation's growth. Our crew met with the Principal and Chief Trade Testing Officer for Skills and Certification at the Skills Upgrade and Vocational Training Center, Kaduna, where he spoke more about the training. Let's have that story.
The Kaduna Skills Upgrade and Vocational Training Center, SUVTC, under the Ministry of Labor and Employment, is a training ground for young men and women who aspire to learn one skill or the other. From carpentry, plumbing, catering, masonry, and others, it has produced thousands of skilled men and women. Engineer Adegboyega Oladesomi is the Principal and Chief Trade Testing Officer for Skills and Certification at the Kaduna SUVTC. He tells us about the Kaduna SUVTC.
The Kaduna Center is one of the biggest ones in Nigeria, and we train about 300 trainees on a yearly basis, 300 to 500 on a yearly basis. We have different skills which include electrical installation. We train plumbing and pipe fitting, carpentry and joinery, welding and fabrication, catering and decoration, tailoring, CCTV and satellite maintenance. We have about 17 different trades that we train them on, and we do them regularly.
So this one is spoken up, you need to open it wider.
Being one of the largest out of the 8 centers, the Kaduna Center trains about 300 to 500 trainees from various parts of the country annually.
We have hostels, we have both male and female hostels, and we have students that come in, trainees that are coming from various states. Presently, we have trainees that came in from Kebbi, we have from Adamawa, we have from Kogi, we have from Niger, and we have a lot of corporate bodies that bring in trainees to learn various skills in different local government areas. So those that come in from outside states, we normally house them. We have accommodation for them, so the trainee doesn't stress them looking for accommodation. They have the hostel accommodation available for 6 months and 3 months, depending on the duration of the program which they come for.
The Ministry of Labor and Employment, through the SUVTC, trains personnel for other corporate organizations like the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Air Force, and so on. Adegboyega speaks on the relationship with the humanitarian ministry.
When the Ministry of Humanitarian was formed, they sent out messages to skill and vocational centers that have the capacity to take care and cater for trainees. And we indicated interest because it's what we do on a daily basis, even without the program, the Empower program. So what we're told to do is fill some forms and all the things that we can, all the things that we could do, and we did that. So we were now approached back and told that okay, they were going to send that they have this target of training this amount of individuals across the country on various skills. Will we be able to handle it? And we said yes. So they came in for inspection. After the inspection, they chose a couple of centers in various states.
According to Oladesomi, the training for the Empower beneficiaries varies from that of the other trainees at the center. He tells us the difference.
The Empower program is a little bit different from the normal 6 months programs that we run here. We have 6 months, we have 1 year, we have 1 month, we have 3 months. So the Empower program is a 3 months program, which is a little bit more compressed. What happens is when they come in, they have to do more hours than the normal regular trainers. The normal regular trainees, they have 6 months, so they have more time. So what would take them 2 days to achieve, the Empower project has 1 day to do it. But the beauty of the Empower is that they have the apprenticeship program after, when they finish the 3 months. So anything that they do here, they still have the opportunity to go out, learn what they're going to learn. If they have any issues, they come back here and they meet their trainers and then they learn more. So at the end of the day, it might be 3 months in here, but they actually have almost a year to continue learning because they come in when they're not clear on anything.
After the 3 months training period, trainees are sent for 6 months in-house apprenticeship where they are paid 10,000 Naira monthly stipends. According to Oladesomi, the SUVTC does a monitoring of the trainees during the apprenticeship to follow up on their progress.
Each of the trainees have a folder where they keep all their information, and that is inclusive of after they graduate from the normal 3 months training program. They have a logbook which they're to fill, and with that logbook we're able to know exactly what they're doing. Inside their folder, they're to indicate exactly where they're working. We normally reach out. We have somebody that is in charge of reaching out to them. If we can't make it there, then we do an audio phone call conversation with the company that they're in, and then we monitor what they're up to.
He further speaks on the importance of skill acquisition to nation building.
A lot of people don't understand the importance of skills, but skills are actually way more important for the common man than even the normal BSc and university education. For example, you have a company like Honda. You want to set up a plant in Honda. Yes, the engineers will be able to interpret and build a car, but if you want to bring it out en masse, you need people that have skills. You need people that when you instruct them, they can do it. And if Nigeria is going to move forward, without these skills, we're not going to go at the pace that we're looking for. And that's why I've been so particular about these skills. Once every individual has skills, there's some things that will just be coming to us easily. We'll be able to set up new communities because someone will just be able to settle in there, be the welder inside a particular area. You have an electrician, you have a carpenter, you have a caterer. So a whole community is already built.
Oladesomi commends the humanitarian ministry for what it has been doing through the Empower program.
I don't usually say things like this, but I have to commend Empower for this particular program. This is one of the best programs that I've seen organized in Nigeria in recent years, and it was really, really done professionally. We didn't really lack anything. the full support from government was given, and it was a smooth program from the beginning till today. I'm sure when you saw them, all the trainees today, you saw that all of them were doing fine and they were doing what they had to do. They were not giving us any issues. So I'll commend the government for this program. It's been a great success.
He makes a call to the government.
We need to not just train these individuals on these skills, but we also have to start setting up organizations, start setting up businesses that will empower these people and see the importance of it. Nigeria is blessed with population, and one of the forces of economic growth in the world is manpower. With the manpower that Nigeria have, we can satisfy every country in Africa, but we're just not using it to our power. And I think this skills is one of the key drivers to make sure that Nigeria gets to the place that we all want it to get to.
Ṣàǹfààní gidigidi lára tèmi nílé mi àtàwọn ọmọ mi o torí ara oúnjẹ ara pákídé ẹ̀mí àṣegàrí à ń tẹ̀bà à ń ṣèbẹ̀ à ń jẹun ìjọba ṣeun lọ́wọ́ á ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ ètò tó dáa ni tó fáìn tó dáa ni torí ìjọ yẹn gan tí wọ́n pé owó yẹn ẹlòmíì kò sí nǹkan kan pé bóyá bákan jíjẹ ṣùgbọ́n gba adé báyìí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ yà ayọ̀ 2000 wọ́n ṣèbẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ inú wọn dùn ara ráìsì àdàṣẹ́ńjì tó kù sórí ìka pákí.
The program is still service to humanity. Still on the N-Build, our crew also met and interacted with some of the instructors and beneficiaries at the SUVTC in Kaduna. While the instructors spoke to us about their trainees, the trainees shared their experiences on the training, their future plans, as well as appreciation to the federal government for the opportunity. Let's hear from them.
I'm not repeating this thing I'm doing here, so you should leave that thing.
These are trainees of the catering department of the SUVTC in Kaduna, taking keen interest and participating in a cake decoration class. Grace Victor Dawa is the instructor of the catering department at SUVTC Kaduna Center. She tells us some of the things she has taught the trainees.
So far so good. I have taught them almost 40 snacks. So far so good. One, I taught them puff-puff, I taught them buns, I taught them shawarma, I taught them cookies, I taught them egg roll, I taught them samosa and spring roll, I taught them bread, I taught them fish roll, I taught them sausage roll, then I taught them burger. So by the time you calculate it, I taught them chin-chin. Then now the last thing is cake. I am teaching them how to do cake. Then after the cake, we have entered even food. I have taught them so many food. I taught them Chinese fried rice. I taught them jollof rice, fried rice. Then we did macaroni chopping. All I have taught them.
Some of the trainees also spoke on the knowledge they have acquired and their experience.
Generally, she taught us a lot of snacks. She taught us food. And now I think we are in our baking aspect, which is the cake. So my experience here has been wonderful. I don't deny it. The woman teaching us, she's good in what she does.
Like samosa, spring rolls, shawarma, food, cake, and the rest.
I like this very place because they teach us a lot. The skills they teach us, like baking, and a lot of things. As you can see, we are baking a wedding cake and then birthday and the rest. I love this place, like seriously.
The trainees also shared their plans for the future.
So after that, I will try by all means to see that I will open it. We do not lead to place to start up of my own business.
First, I'll open a fast food, then I'll open a catering school so that the knowledge I gain, I'll impart it on other people for them to gain.
Where I stay, we don't have things like this. For instance, a snacks, a fast food joint, we don't. It's very local, kind of local, but there are people who patronize you and you have something doing there. So my intention is that after here, getting my certificate, I might start up something where I stay.
The trainees expressed their appreciation to the humanitarian ministry and their instructor.
I really want to say thank you very much. It's indeed a very big opportunity, an opportunity of a lifetime, and we appreciate it.
I want to say a big thanks to them for their work done, seriously, because they have tried for us. For them to give all this, let me say, this very place to be trained, seriously, it's a very good idea. And also big thanks to our auntie here. She's a very nice man, nice to us. She teaches us all the time.
I would like to say a very, very big thank you to them, because what I gain here, I never expect that I'll gain it. I've gained so much in this place. And my thanks also goes to our lovely auntie, Mrs. Grace, because without her, we could have not acquired the knowledge we have gained today. She's such a nice person and a humble person.
The Automobile Repairs Department was another unit with trainees at the SUVTC Kaduna. The instructor in charge speaks on the training that has been given to beneficiaries as well as their performance level.
The place where we first start to talk to them now from safety and repairing the engine. From engine to another small thing like with over and bolt joint. And this one then they repair now we do piston and ring. We put in the top cylinder gasket and couple it back. All this one, I thank God, then cooperate. They know out of only the spanner and everything as anything where they tell them they hold for it.
One of the trainees of the Automobile Department, Abdullahi Isa, shares his experience at the training.
We are all familiar with how to repair several parts of an engine, such as bearing, camshaft, connection rod, piston, and so on, because we have been well trained.
Abdullahi appreciates the humanitarian ministry for the opportunity to acquire such knowledge.
The structure of the program is well organized, and we hope it will be sustainable, so that generation after us will also benefit, just like we are all beneficiaries. We appreciate the government for this empowerment because we are now self-independent. Hence, we wish them success in all their endeavors.
Da dai ba mu da sana'a, amma zuwan shi ne muka samu sana'ar yi mu sai inji nake amfani da shi. Game da harkar makaranta haka lafiya, dai zamantakewa dai sha'ani haka duk muna yi da shi. Allah ya saka mata da alheri, Allah ya yi da nufi, Allah ya sa ta fa haka ma.
Building up the human capital base for skilled labor in Nigeria. That's what the N-Power through the N-Build component is doing. And that wraps it up for us on this week's episode of Service to Humanity. Until I come your way again next week, don't forget to send in your questions and suggestions on any of our social media platforms or the ministry's page on Facebook or Twitter. See you next week.